Good morning all, hope you're doing well. So we're going to look at the Dixie quickly because we've got CPI day today, and it's kind of really hard to predict what's going to happen with the data because we don't know what the data is going to be, and we don't know what the interpretation of that data is going to be either. We don't know what the whales and the huge pockets and the big fish, we don't know how they're going to respond to that data. So there's like two unknowns basically, but there's something of note with the Dixie is that we are in this very strong H4 uptrend. We had a dump on the NFP and a massive pump. So it's possible it's going to possibly happen again with the CPI. We're going to dump on the Dixie, on the dollar, and then we could potentially really ramp up. There is something of note though, we are on this side of the trend line. Okay, so currently you could probably argue, you know, we've got some supply up here. Could be a little bit toppy potentially, but don't forget, you know, we had that reaction and then a massive pump at the NFP. So possibly it's going to happen again. We're going to have a huge pump, and then we're going to be on this side of the trend line. So could be really careful if you're looking for a scalp. Just be, you know, you could be looking for dollar weakness, pending that we're below 105 on the Dixie. Assuming that we're below 105, you could look for scalps short, but you know, you don't really want to be fighting this trend. I think these are going to be buying opportunities, these blue boxes. Okay, so just be careful. Risk calc is up with risk on at the big picture, so that's going to hurt the dollar, and the herd had sold over 24 hours. The technical scores dumped, so that got reset at 48. They've really shorted AJ, by the way. Alright, just so you know, and they've shorted EU. Alright, that's of note. QDB scores, which I'll need to sort now. Set to A. And we've got EG at the top, so that's of note. Quite interesting. NC at the bottom. And there is something of note, is that the bears break even for gold, that's where they want price to go, 1877. Alright, so you know, theoretically we could probe that level if we have a massive pump on the dollar and those treasury yields really rally, which I think is possible. Then the gold's going to dump, and that could be a target. Now what will happen is that we'll get there, we will probably probe it, but it won't go too far below 1877. It's because that's where their break even is, and they've held on to drawdown for so long. As soon as they've made a little bit of profit, they're going to exit. Okay, and then we'll see the price rebound and it will pump. So that's the potential target for a short, and that's a potential target for a long. We should see price above 1929 because it'll mean that they get paid. The bulls are going to get, they'll make profit, and that'll be unusual. So there are your targets for gold. Okay, so this is how you can use the QDB sheet. That's one addition that I needed to make on this video guide tutorial. This is your targets. Okay. So that's that. Let's talk about your indices and gold, and bring that across. So gold, choppy, very, very choppy. It's possible we're going to get to that break even, isn't it? But they have sold, and so we can probably make a box here. And I'm not going to be trading today because we've got the CPI, and it's just too uncertain for me, and it's too risky. So I'm going to be trading after the CPI. If you open a position prior, you can get a bit burnt, like Marco said in the Discord. So got to be careful. You know, we've made a buy, so we should be above 1912, right? But that's if they continue to sell. I don't know if they will. It looks quite sideways, doesn't it? So that's, just be careful. I wouldn't do anything with this at all, personally. Germany, and they were going long, so we had to fall. I was saying the lack of scary news has caused this because there wasn't anything scary enough for them to sell. So they're going to might have to have a scary news event. And there we go. There's the box there. So retest again, and then you know the response. And unfortunately, if they carry on going long, it's going to have to fall. So I don't know how legit this candle is here. It might be bogus. That's DAX, S&P, and we'll do US 30. So you know we could make a box here. This is a Harami candle. This Harami, which is basically quite a bullish It can be quite bullish normally. But you see it's a bearish Harami. So what it means is no wicks or upside or downside. It just closed and opened without any wicks. Yeah, basically that's going to be a resistance because they've gone long. So if they carry on going long, we should fall. So be a little bit careful with indices right now. And then Dow Jones. And then we'll quickly look at the robot. And the caveat with the robot is that we've got CPI today, and we've got this new logic in the robot. So you can't expect whatever happens today to be a reliable forecast for the robot, because it's just going to be like really bonkers and choppy. So they've gone long on Dow, so we can make a box. Unfortunately, we have to trade the robot's going to be trading at CPI, which is just one of those things. It's just a fact of life that we have these big data releases, and so there's the resistance there. They went long, so price should be below the box, and that's that. So I'll show you the robot quick, and then I'm going to be off for the day, but I'll be around if you've got questions. So these are our trades. EA sells based on the extreme bubble movement and the reversal scenario. So the video that I made yesterday goes into a lot more detail about the logic, and so far so good. And it should be triggering the SLTP at 100 pips. And yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's going to lock profit in at 100 pips. So stop loss. Yeah, we need to do this. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we need that stop loss. And so hidden stop loss and TP, right? So that's important. So it will be hidden from the broker, but that's what we'll do. We'll have 100 pip stop loss, 100 pip TP. It sounds crazy, but we're going to have a wide stop because we're using the extreme sentiment, and we're basically preying on the threshold of their on their limits, or on their particular trade. They're gonna get squeezed so much is that they're gonna get stopped out, and then we're gonna trade that reversal. So that's it in a nutshell. But I won't waffle about the robot anymore. That video last night that I did has got a lot more detail, and I need to then now fix this because we've got a data error in the sheet. But that's not really a problem. It's very easy to fix. It's just that we got this thing here, which is kind of annoying. I need to do that, but I'll do that later. So have a good day. Remember to trade safely, and you should be fine. And I need to fix this, so I'll crack on with this, and I'll speak to you later. There you go. So there's the weekly pivots, and then your monthly pivot there. All right. So trade safely. See you later.